So hey guys, how's it going? We are back on with this event. I'm not gonna jump right into it because like I low-key only have an hour before I have my lunch, so let's see how much I can get done today. Outside the castle, Sylus and I unfold the map. We try to figure out the first stop on our trip to Sandfall City.
You're actually planning to go unarmed?
Huh?
Courage, resolve, or your life? Which one are you using against the dragon?
With his finger, he traces a circle around the word Blacksmith Forge that are on the map.
Don't you like preparing a lot of weapons before a big fight? Let's get our equipment first.
In the dim-lit forge location at the street corner, a large furnace glows with intense heat in the center of the room. The blacksmith holding iron that needs to be turned into steel hits it in the fire until it glows red. He moves it in an anvil and starts hammering it. He doesn't look up. Hello? I cautiously step forward before I can speak again. However, a hand pulls me back. Sparks fire almost grazing the top of my nose. What?
Don't get too close. It's not worth getting disfigured for a dragon.
Sylus, did you know this place is exactly like how it is in the game? Especially with how the blacksmith NPC doesn't bother with people. Let me see if there's an ellipsis above his. Before I can finish, the blacksmith suddenly sets down his tool and walks over from behind the counter.
When you're talking about someone and they're in front of you, try not to be so obvious, sweetie.
Despite the remark, Sylus takes a step and shields me with his shoulders.
What's the matter?
The blacksmith sighs us up. He then looks at the various weapons hanging on the wall behind him.
What do you want? Choose something and pay.
Okay.
Could you give us some recommendations? Though, they can't be from here.
Here? Huh? Sylus walks past the array of weaponry and stands in front of a wooden panel that's in a corner. A door is revealed, and beyond it is another world. Huh? Why are you looking that way? Once we enter the secret room, we see there are all kinds of equipment on the wall. They're obviously better than what's normally available. Walking behind Sylus, I smell the scent of gunpowder and metal. You knew there was a hidden room with rare weapons for sale?
I was curious about the game you were into, so I played for a bit and stumbled upon it.
Oh? You actually played? Why didn't you tell me? I was going to say, it's possibly always common. But not all games have that, but yeah.
You never asked.
Fair point. But finding an Easter egg in game is a feat in itself. Okay. Sylus cautiously picks up a weapon and I note the faint smile on his face. Being praised makes him happy. He just tries hard to act indifferent. Before I could ask the blacksmith for recommendation, a gun is thrust into my hands.
You usually use firearms and blades. Find out which one feels good in your hands.
Okay. Sylus picks up weapon. Picking out weapons is unnatural as he choosing clothes for me. Huh? By the time we finish, the clatter is making me think it's IRL in the background in the game. Yes. But by the time we finish browsing, I fully equipped and ready in terms of offense and defense. Wait. Do we even have enough money to get stuff for the two of us? Do we? Sylus thinks for a moment and shakes his coin pouch.
Nope.
Okay. I put the armor back in its place and look at the sword, planning to select one that suits Sylus. Can a hero survive without a weapon that can slay dragons? I pick one out and twirl it in my hand. Not bad. It even has black feathers engraved on the blade. It suits you.
What about the rest of your equipment?
Haven't you heard of no strat? Only gear? For a hunter as skilled as myself, a pistol is enough. Okay. Just before I can continue, Sylus picks up the helmet I had chosen earlier and places it back on my head. Returning the feather engraved sword to its place, he glances at a rusty iron sword in the corner. Bitch, are you for real? Why? Sylus wraps his arm around my shoulder and leads me out of the forge.
Didn't you say no strat, only gear?
What?
This is more than enough.
That's gonna break, most likely. Before we step outside, the blacksmith suddenly calls out to us. His gaze shifts from the floor to the weapons we have purchased. He pauses for a moment and then opens his mouth.
You're planning to slay a dragon with just that?
Imagine. Humility. Chapter 2. Pursued by the blacksmith's hesitant words, we return to the forge. We are even offered a cup of hot tea. As the scent of tea fills the air, the blacksmith begins to recount tales of heroes and the dragon.
Skarg was far more terrifying when he first appeared. No one thought a large beast would appear in these peaceful lands. At that time, a group of heroes, much like yourselves, was armed with swords and the determination to succeed. They ventured into the abyss where Skarg lived.
What happened to them?
They never returned. Slaying a dragon is far more difficult than you could ever imagine.
Okay. Before the blacksmith can sigh, Sylus speaks.
It's only difficult, not impossible.
Okay. Interesting way to look at that.
You've said more than enough. Shouldn't you tell us how to kill Skarg now?
The blacksmith pauses, then he looks out the window.
Mount Nazda has a cliffside cave with the hero's sword. It's said to be the only weapon that can hurt Skarg.
Treasure hunt? Let's go.
But no one has found that cave yet.
Okay.
You...
Where is Mountain Nazda located? I'm about to check the map when the blacksmith points to the looming mountain outside.
That one. You can only slay Skarg with the hero's sword.
We say goodbye to the blacksmith and set off to find the hero's sword. As we head to Mountain Nazda, I can't help but sigh over and over again.
What? Are you worried we won't find the sword?
Possibly. Do you see that mountain? It's huge. It will be impossible to find a cave. I look up just as crows fly over us. Isn't that cheating? See, even the crows are speechless. Sarah smiles, he tosses a coin. He receives from the blacksmith, catches it in his hand and starts whistling. Actually whistled. You're already in tourist mode. Must be nice to whistle without a care in the world. Sylus looks towards the horizon.
It's coming.
What? Huh? I follow his gaze. I'm not sure what I'm seeing, but I think a black cloud is heading towards us. The once clear sky has suddenly darkened. That's... Sylus chuckles.
It's just a murder of crows, sweetie.
What?
Take a break if you're tired. We'll find it eventually.
Can probably hear that plane. Okay. You're a professional crow tamer, huh?
And you just realized this now?
Of course not. I didn't think your trick with Manifesto would work on other crows. I'm like, isn't Manifesto not real? The mother crows circle overhead like a storm cloud. Sylus stretches out his hand and a crow lands on his wrist. Sylus's eyes shine. The mother seems to freeze in mid-air.
Find it.
Okay. The crow on his wrist hawks, and others respond in unison. Then they scatter and fly to Mount Nazda. Did you encounter the crow's lead with your gaze?
Do you actually believe I have that much power?
Well, who knows?
It's more like a command or an order.
Do we just wait?
Who knows what lies ahead? Let's save our energy.
Oh.
We can't risk choosing a path that doesn't lead us to the cave anyway.
You're right. Should I take for some food then? Sylus grabs my hand before I know it. He makes me sit down on a smooth rock.
Stay here. I'd rather not use my crow taming techniques on you.
Okay. Sylus, do you hear that? The crows are back.
Changing the subject, sweetie.
Please. Not really. Listen. Sylus gets up to listen to it. I quickly stand up and step aside to catch my breath. And to my surprise, the cries of crows fill the air.
They found it.
That was fast. Right. We navigate through a windy thicket of thorns and bushes. Finally, the legendary cave appears. That is everywhere. The narrow, dim cave only shows signs of animals living in it. Wait, I have to check if it's possible that I am actually live. Did I read this? That is everywhere. The narrow, dim-lit cave only shows signs of animals living in it. This doesn't appear to be the place that's hiding a legendary sword. Did your little crow help us get confused? Sylus walks deeper into the cave.
Keep looking.
Places that are hiding a treasure usually have traps to protect it. Yep. What do you think the sword looks like?
It's studded with gems, and the blade is sharp.
Studded? How are you so sure?
It's just a hunch.
Okay. You do like shiny things, though.
Evil dragons also like shiny things.
That is true. This cave is a nice drawing. It reminds me of one of those horror virtual novels I played and never finished. And it's not on the Play Store anymore. I explore the area. My fingers touch a fine layer of sand on the cave wall. Looking up, I see two block pillars extend from the top of the cave, forming a great hidden place. Just as Sylus is about to call me over to check out something, he discovers a few grains of sand and rocks fall and roll to his feet. Watch out! In a split second, the pillars explode. The stone pieces are splashed all over the small space? What? Sylus backs? What is going on? As the gravel falls, I rush towards him and try to block him against harm. Am I really? Wait. Once everything comes down, light screams in front of fractured ceiling. A crow feather flutters in the air before gently drifting down. Are you okay?
I'm fine, thanks to your protection.
Wait. Sylus's hand is covering the back of my head. He glances at me and then looks at something.
The sword's hidden over there.
Oh, I carefully observe the damaged ceiling. I see the lighting coming in through the crack points to that corner.
Correct. What do you want as a reward?
Never mind. Such intelligence is to be expected from a hunter.
Is that so? Then I take back what I said.
What? Why? Since you insist on giving me a reward, I shouldn't refuse. Let me think about it first. I'll borrow this for now. I try to be cool and take the rusty sword from Silas's belt, but he suddenly pulls me back when I walk away. What's wrong?
What do you mean?
Huh? I have a nagging feeling that something's off. I look down and see the evil... Of course. I see the evil linkage, which hasn't appeared in a long time, has connected our wrists. Since when?
Since now.
Why did you tell me?
You didn't ask.
Please, you always say this. So if I don't ask you, you won't say anything? Wait, I'm gonna say this.
Sweetie, you're being unreasonable.
Am I now? I stare at the evil linkage between our wrists. Did it appear because we were both in danger? This sucks. Did it have to connect our wrists now?
When do you want it to activate?
Never. And this not while I'm playing a game. Ugh. Will there ever be a time when it never activates? Sylus takes my hand, pulling me to the corner.
And how is being connected to me detrimental to you?
Well, it will make it cumbersome now, won't it? Sylus takes the sword from my hand and taps its hilt on the ground. A few times, a handmade wooden box suddenly emerges. He picks it up and gestures to me to open it. Full of anticipation, I look inside. Compared to the cave that was difficult to find, the sword looks average. Really? I take the hero's sword from the box and examine it. It's no different from any other blade. Sylus takes the weapon, sheathes it, and walks away.
It's fine as long as it works. Let's go.
Okay. Hey, slow down. Since our priorities is to complete the adventure, Sylus and I choose to deal with the evolve linkage later. Or maybe what happens before made us accustomed to it. After studying the map, Sylus and I decide to head straight for Sandfall City. Under starry sky, we finally reach Sandfall City after a long journey, but it's been mostly destroyed by Skarg. I never know how to say that name. I know they say it and I always forget. The once bustling market is in shambles, huge claw marks visible on the ground. As I walk, a sharp object pokes my feet. I lift up my leg and find a gemstone necklace. It's beautiful. It's covered in dirt and slightly damaged. Skarg must have dropped it during his attack. Oh, the chain is broken. I remove the dirt from the gemstone.
Skarg must have attacked that stall.
Sylus points to an overturned wooden cart, bits of jewelry and gallads scattered around it. Sighing, I place the necklace on the cart and keep moving. Sylus, what should we do now? Do we wait or go ahead and kill the dragon now? Oh, I know. Should I act as bait for Skarg while you take him down? It's not even gonna work. Sylus doesn't respond. He glances at me. What's wrong?
It's too dangerous to go out at this time, especially when we don't have any intel on Skarg. And?
He shakes his wrist that's connected to mine.
It might disappear tomorrow.
Oh, okay. I really want to know what makes their linkage always just appear randomly. Because I honestly would love to see more situations where this happens. Sylus and I decide to rest for the night while gathering info tomorrow. After searching far and wide, we finally find an inn, but the door is closed.
Who's knocking?
We would like to stay here for the night.
Humans? If I open the door, you won't reveal yourself to be a dragon. Will skin me alive, right?
Wait, that's possible?
Your imagination is impressive for an innkeeper.
Well, I guess it's good for him to be cautious.
I'll have you know that I'm also a bard.
What? It's an innkeeper bard. We're here on His Majesty's order to slay Skarg. We need a place to rest. After a few seconds, the door opens slightly. Weary, the innkeeper peers follow behind it. Huh?
Are you actually human?
I question that every day, sir.
Depends on your definition of human.
Because he ain't. What are you talking about? Sorry, my friend has a quirky sense of humor. Ignore him. I elbow Sylus, who sucks in a breath and forces himself to smile politely.
Greetings.
Quickly, now. Come inside.
How many planes are there gonna be today? Chapter 4. This time I swear it's so funny because I feel like the cards don't even, oh, do they? Wait, let me finish reading. Because normally the cards are like the extension of what's happening in the event.
Would you like to sleep in one room or
Well, we
two?
have no choice. We are linked together. 2 rooms?
One room.
We speak at the same time. Curious, the innkeeper looks at us. 2 rooms.
One room.
Guy. Well, I start to walk away. Sylus pulls me back. Sylus lifts his wrist, glancing at the faint evolved linkage between us.
Fine. 2 rooms.
1 room. Okay. What is this? What is this? We end up reaching a I struggle. Satisfied, the innkeeper hands me the key. As he turns around to leave, I try to gather some information. Has Skarg appeared in the city before?
If we include tonight, then this is the second time this week.
This week?
When was the
I
first?
was going to ask.
5 days ago. Everyone was too scared to sell their wares and services. We hid at home for a few days. That dragon didn't visit us again.
Until today, I guess.
But just when we thought life was returning to normal, Skarg appeared, as soon as the lanterns were lit at dusk.
What do you sell? The innkeeper responds with an mysterious smile and pulls out a deck of cards from behind him.
I've delved into the arts of astrology and divination. Here, draw a
So
card.
Mona, Enes,
Right now. Is this really a good time for that?
do we have to pay? Is it free? That's all I'm asking.
It comes with the room.
Okay.
I won't ask for more coin.
Yeah, you better. No. I draw a card. It's an art depicting a pride scepter wielding knight riding a horse and holding it up from the innkeeper.
Ah, that's good. You'll definitely succeed in slaying Skarg.
Oh, will we? The innkeeper shuffles his card and turns to Sylus. Draw a card. Maybe you'll get a good one too. It will double your luck. Expressionless, Silas draws a card and holds it up. The innkeeper stares at it for a while. He doesn't say anything. Is the card bad?
Oh no, it's very good. You two will work well together and return victorious.
Okay, so then what's the card? The innkeeper reveals the card, which depicts a man and a woman standing under a tree.
Everyone knows that. Although, has this dragon ever appeared during the day?
No, but Skarg isn't any different from a sword hanging over us.
Just say it like that.
Until he's gone, we can only live in fear.
See what you mean. Don't worry, we'll defeat Skarg. What is that bed? Before the innkeeper, I keep up my bravado, but as soon as the door closes, I lean against it as if all my energy disappears. And then the evolved linkage connecting my wrist to Sylus silently breaks. So we could have taken 2 rooms. This thing is as unpredictable as Skarg.
What? Do you want to be stuck with me
Do
forever?
not say that. Boy, as if anyway, how can we fight Skarg when he comes and goes whenever he wants?
Based on what he told us, Skarg only appears at night when they light the lanterns.
He's that word. My eyes shine with mirth as I tease Sylus. So like you, huh? He's kind of like you. Like me too, honestly. I don't like light that much. Sylus stares at me for a couple of minutes before he pinches my cheek. What was that for?
I'm preparing you for Skarg's surprise attack, sweetie.
Where are you going? Thus heads towards the door.
I need to ask the innkeeper a few questions.
You're going to work hard while I'm not with you. It's late. We've been out for the whole day.
Didn't you say I'm like an evil dragon? We're both nocturnal.
Yeah, that word. Nocturnal. But because I wonder, is that actually for real? Because I literally work better at night. Honestly, shifting my schedule just messes with my day. Sylus turns around and ruffles my hair.
Don't worry about me. I'll be back soon.
I curl up under the blanket and wait for Sylus to return, but I fall asleep in the end. When I wake up, sunlight floods the room from the glazed window. Sylus, where is he? The sky seems to have come to life. Children laughing and numerous voices can be heard. It's quite the contrast from the silence of last night. I open the window and look down. Sylus is helping the citizens rebuild the market. This alley? In the morning? As if using magic, he retrieves a red pinwheel from underneath a broken wooden cart. Plagued by nightmares of the dragon of several days, a child lets go of his mother's cart and takes the pinwheel. His tears turn into laughter. I can't help but smile. Sylus then happens to look up at me. The creature of the night is now bathing in warm sunlight. I wave at him. I'll be down there in a second, hold on. He smiles, beckoning me to join him. What? It's a nice afternoon. Sylus and I split up the task. He works with the merchants to repair the wooden cart in the market. I help the villagers turn and damaged fruit into jam, while we then spread on bread and distribute to those affected by the disaster. As the sun sets, stars glitter like scattered diamonds in the sky. Sylus is crouched down on the ground, hammering nails into wood. It's time for dinner, my lord.
I'm a lord now.
You have been running around all day, helping the citizens rebuild and lifting everyone's spirit. They are talking about supporting you as the next lord.
You're not too bad either. I saw you were making everyone laugh.
We are a good pair, huh?
So, if I'm a lord, what does that make you?
Well, I guess a lady. He raises an eyebrow, his words implying something. I quickly stuff a sandwich into my mouth. Eat.
It's good.
Well, of course. Who do you think made it? As the sky is died in twilight, his eyes gaze at me with an unusual tenderness. I quickly change the subject. Have you thought of a way to deal with Skarg?
We'll use this.
What? Sylus hums the last nail in the cart, pulling out a basket filled with dazzling jewels. Behind it, he puts them on display.
We'll give Skarg what he wants. After that, we'll hit him where it hurts.
The cart around us lights up, and the citizens have been told to stay indoors as night falls. I touch the gun in my waist. Sylus notices my unease and reveals a reassuring smile. Why is my throat drier than usual today? A moment passes. There's a heavy rumble in the distance. Over the city, the distant sound of dragon roars resounds. Skarg is finally here. Intimidating and massive, the evil dragon unfurls his wings and swoops down like an encroaching abyss. Are they told to be inside? Why is there screaming going on? Oh. Watch out! Sky scrubs the jewels and waves them at Skarg before moving at a high position. Engraved, the dragon dives, roaring at as he flies over the city. Just as Skarg is about to crash a house with his tail, Sylus throws the jewels behind the dragon. Skarg turns around but crashes into a veranda, provoked by this thick. He swirls out fire. Spews.
Now.
Sorry. As I keep shooting at Skarg, Sylus draws the hero sword. Realizing he's been attacked by two fronts, Skarg becomes angrier and swipes his claw at us. It's not working. Sylus leans in front of me and acts as a shield. The heck?
We'll run to the gate and use the hero's sword there.
Okay. You won't be able to get close to the dragon.
Just run.
Sylus grabs my wrist and we sprint to the gate. Wrist or waist? I always get those two confused. Skarg chases us. His heavy steps fracturing the ground. I'm out of bullets and we are too far away to use the hero sword. Suddenly Skarg steps on some rumble, hurling his charges straight at us. I I panic, trying to pull Sylus to the side. It's then I hear his steady, strong heartbeat.
Don't be afraid.
Sylus holds me close and leaps from the tall city gates. Hold on, let me just save this one. Okay. I wonder how many I've saved so far.
The city gate. It's gone. Did they succeed?
The innkeeper slightly opens the door of the inn and peeks out. Suddenly a door rolls again, reverberates behind the debris. The innkeeper stands still and watches as Skarg flaps his wing and flies away.
How can this be? My divination has always been accurate.
Has it? What's going on? Did we suddenly find the treasure?
Does it look like we failed?
Oh? Endgame? In an area hidden behind from view, Sylus leaps to the ground with me in his arms. Skarg appears soon after, creating a large crater as he lands. He looks around, but he can't see us. From the edge of the crate, I jump and stab the hero sword into Skarg's foot. He's pinned down. Now Sylus. Sylus' gaze glows as he locks eyes with Skarg. The dragon's eye burns with rage, but Sylus smirks and maintains eye contact. Nervous, I clench my fist and look at Sylus. I'm ready to step in if Skarg lashes out. After a few breaths, the dragon lowers his head. Submissive, Skarg looks at Sylus and nuzzles his arm. Huh? I can't believe it. Sylus tamed the dragon?
Wait here.
Sylus leaps onto Skarg's back, points to the sky and commands him to fly. Skarg whines and looks back at me with a sad puppy dog eye. The hero sword is still with me. Oops, I forgot. Hold on. I pull out the hero sword from Skarg's foot and the dragon roars. In an instant, Sylus swoops me up onto our new mount.
Sit tight. We're taking off.
What is this? We're riding a dragon now? How the heck are they even doing this? As the morning sun rises, the kingdom greets the day with renewed vitality. The castle palace is decorated with flowers from the upcoming celebration. The king approaches Sylus and me with a smile and gives us a treasure chest.
Oh, great Nazda! These heroes have completed their quest and reclaimed the Golden Crow's Feather of Eternity! Well done, my children.
I hold the treasure chest in one arm and play with the golden coin in my hand. Since you insist, we graciously accept this right, Sylus. I nudge Sylus with my elbow.
Skarg has been slain. You've both earned this.
We actually didn't kill the dragon. The king's expression changes. Sylus whistled. Soon enough, Skarg appears in the distance.
Hurry! The dragon has appeared!
Boy, calm down. Sylus tamed him. Hesitant, the king looks up and watches Skarg fly around in circles.
This isn't how it's supposed to end. How can I determine whether or not you beat the game?
Well, it's just another way to beat the game, dude. It's a hidden route. Worried, the king looks at me. I find myself stunned for a moment. Right, it's just a game.
We play by my rules when it comes to games.
Okay. But it's not coded in though, and it's Silas takes the treasure chest filled with golden coins, shoves it in his bag, and then pulls out something from his pocket.
Here.
It's a gemstone necklace we found buried in the rubble at the market.
Chain's fixed. Consider it a memento.
I happily accept it, but I don't look away from Silas. When did you prepare this?
On the night I said I was going to interrogate the innkeeper.
You were busy that night, weren't you? Really? I thought you said you were playing make-believe. Why did you get a memento? Silas moves closer.
Is there a problem? This game is pretty good. We found a pet dragon, and I got this role-playing with you. I like it.
Not wanting Silas to see my ears turn red, I return to be calm and put the necklace away. Then I pick up the chest. You know, I always say this, but for us black people, you can't really see us blush. So there's that. Let's head back. So I always find it funny reading these things.
I had a lot of fun today.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Why don't we go for another round during our next vacation?
So I'm like, but it's been 2 days, so... Or is it 3 at this point?
Sweetie, don't pretend you didn't hear me. I know you liked it too. If you don't answer me, I'll take your silence as a yes.
And it ends like that. I say I have to read the card. I normally take a while to read those because some of them been too intense. But I think we will read. Who do I want to read next? I really don't know. This is hard to choose. I think I'll do Rafayel's. Because I might not be able to read all this today. It's a lot of reading. It actually feels slightly longer than usual. Because that's roughly 40 minutes. It's normally like 30.
It's a gem in water and marvelous under moonlight somber. It kind of sounds like Pandora's box, you know.
Maybe it's actually something we encountered already. Looking down, I observe the swan that's been following us. Could you be the treasure, Swanee? Raphael kneels down. His hand touches Swanee's white back.
Pristine feathers are marvelous and a
I even
treasure.
forgot what we were looking for with him.
If I use his feathers as a base for some paint, I wonder how the white will turn out.
Swanee flaps his wings a few times, runs away from Raphael and hides behind me. I straighten my posture and defend Swanee. My dear prince, how could you bully a swan?
Excuse you. I am not bullying him. We're the bestest of friends, and we talk like all the time by the lake. If I needed feathers, I wouldn't touch Swanee.
Okay.
Besides, our key to finding the treasure and winning this game lies in Swanee.
I kneel down and cradle Swanee in my arms. But there are a lot of swans at the lake, and they all look the same. How do you know if this one is the treasure? Raphael moves closer and locks eyes with Swanee.
It's time for some interrogating. Are you the treasure? Okay, Swanee here said he's not. Same goes for the other swans.
Huh? You can speak swan?
Obviously. What? You actually thought I was talking to myself by the lake? Please. Marine communication is a lot more diverse than whatever's used on land. It's also not just about words.
Used on land? What?
I understand Swanee based on the noises he makes.
The more he speaks, the more I'm skeptical. I narrow my eyes. Raphael, do you smell something?
Huh? Candles. And they have a touch of soothing lavender, yeah?
I wasn't talking about that. What I'm trying to say is, do you smell someone spouting nonsense? Before Raphael can even react, I flinch his forehead. Don't lie to me again.
Fine. If the riddle is related to swans, then it would have been gem on the water.
Not in.
Because, you know, swans don't dive. They can't be in water.
He's right. I nod and put Swanee down. We eliminate a bunch of wrong words then. Before we know it, we reach the end of the corridor. The castle's great hall is on the other side of the large door, adorned with aquariums and red gems. We push it open. I'm about to step forward when I notice a secret path. To the right of the corridor, I tag Raphael's sleeve. Raphael, there's a hidden path over there. I think it leads to a well.
Do you want to check it out?
I nod and Raphael turns. The path is somewhat muddy. He holds out his hand and waits for me to take it. The greater our hope, the greater the disappointment. This area connects the castle to the harbor, as well. A well is surrounded by flowers near a side gate. The well's crack is inlaid with a lot of pink gems that emit a soft glow under the moon. Unfortunately, there is no sign of treasure inside the well.
Compared to using a controller at home to move around an in-game character, I prefer this right
This
now.
would be so much fun. Oh my gosh. Like literally. But I wonder, I'm sure I'll just be like, hella, not be able to solve anything. Because like yesterday, we played I don't even know what game it is. It's a game I've been seeing on Facebook where you figure out what's under the box or like the hidden box to like be like, where's the item compared to where it's supposed to be or whatever. And like the way we were like just discussing and stuff was so funny. And I've played a couple of games like where you have to like deduct or whatever choices. And I just made me realize I'm not the best at that. I'm not the best under pressure, I guess. But it's weird that I'm better in that while I'm playing a game. But while it's real life, I'm not. Of course, depending on the game as well. I thought you'll be exhausted.
The garden's layout reminds me of a place I always wanted to take you. It's just kind of far away from Lincoln. Getting there will take half a day.
Is it a place you got inspired from?
Yup. I was alone then. It took a lot of time on the way. But if you were with me, maybe time would go by a little faster.
The flower gives off an refreshing fragrance The flower gives off a refreshing fragrance. Being here makes me feel relaxed. God, I was thinking about where we should go for our next trip. I'll leave everything to you. What time is it now? Chapter 2. From the path, Rafayel and I wander through the castle for a while as the night progresses. We found a beautiful box, a clock adorned with pearls, and even a knight's scepter. We return to the lake, sit on the grass, and check each item one at a time. Did this clock stop working? Raphael shakes it. We hear something swish inside the clock. Water?
There's water in it?
When we open the back, water spills out and carries with it the clock's second hand.
I don't think it likes water that much. If we call it the gem in water, we'll upset the clock.
I opened the beautiful box. It's filled with shiny glass marbles. While this was in the water, the stuff inside it doesn't have anything to do with the riddle. I hold up a marble in my eye. I squint as I look through it to see Raphael. Raphael, do you have a little treasure chest? Raphael's reflection in the glass marble tilts his head to the side and thinks.
I had a few as a kid, but whenever I tried to hide them, a fish or sea turtle would find it when they passed by. So, when I went back to it the next day, the chest was already gone. I had to get a new one every time. I don't remember when, but at some point, I had like more chests than actual treasures.
Do you think part of the sea is just filled with your treasure chest?
Next time someone asks me to draw a scene from a fairy tale, I'll use that. Thanks, cutie.
Copying me, Raphael picks up a marble and examines it closely.
I feel like I used to collect this kind of stuff.
Marbles? What else did you hide besides marbles?
Whale whistles, wind chimes, flower seeds, stuff you couldn't find in the ocean.
Like Little Mermaid?
I don't really remember it, but the thrill of hiding and finding treasures definitely left an impression on me. Since everything was unknown, I was always kinda excited, you know?
I suddenly feel as if I stepped into Raphael's childhood. Let's put this box back. It might be someone else's treasure. As I try to return the marble to the box, my hand flutters. The marbles roll towards the lake. Oh no! I chase after them, but I run too fast. I can't stop in time and my body begins to fall towards the lake. Before I realize it, Raphael's hand grabbed my shoulders, but I am still falling. Raphael! With a splash, Raphael, my savior, falls into the water.
You know, I don't think this is how a prince saving the princess scene is supposed to play out.
I didn't. Let's swap roles. The princess is the one who saves the prince now. I reach out to Raphael in attempts to pull him onto land. Under the moonlight, Raphael tosses his drenched hair back. While holding my hand, he leaps out of the water. He now looks like a real mermaid prince who escapes from a banquet. As an idea pops into my mind. Raphael, look at me. The bell? Who? Who is that? Who was that right now? I cradle Raphael's face in my hands. Confused, he meets my gaze. Speaking of in water, there's a beautiful fishy in front of me, right? When he envelopes in the moon's tender glow, he's truly dazzling. Calling him a treasure wouldn't be an exaggeration. What is this flirting you're doing, girl? Raphael, the treasure is so close, yet so far. The confusion in Raphael's eyes dissipates. Whatever. As I speak, it's replayed with surprise.
It's me?
Is it? After exchanging looks, Raphael and I laugh.
I was wondering why my mission was to bring the treasure to a neighboring country when I'm the prince here. You're basically asking me to accompany you.
Now it's my turn to step back and give Raphael something that's like a curtsy befitting a prince. So, is my treasure ready to come home with me?
Of course.
What now?
Watch your hair. The vines are gonna get caught on it.
Oh. Guards are stationed at the castle entrance. Raphael and I can only make our way back to the garden side door. The sound of lapping waves seep through the door, and the unique scent of the ocean drifts in the wind.
The princess and the prince sneak away in the middle of the night. Aren't we just eloping at this point?
It's more like the princess is secretly whisking away the prince and is becoming her accomplice. We try to leave through the side door, but stop in our tracks with a cute wooden sign adorned with pallets catches our eyes. And upon taking a close look, we see something is written on it.
Dear Prince and Princess, it's not recommended to go down this path. It will end the game too quickly and incur our wrath.
Wrath? What?
It even has a tilde, which is like kinda cheesy.
Is it a hint? But I think it's trying to dissuade us? Raphael crosses his arms and stares at the wooden sign. He's thinking.
Maybe it's an Easter egg? It's telling us not to go this way. But maybe it's implying there's a reward if we do.
But our wrath! Anyways. Aren't Easter eggs usually buried in the garden or hidden under a rock? I look around. The path appears to be normal except for...
Or maybe the reward is hidden in the sign.
Huh. Raphael takes a step and picks it up. He hands the sign to me. I scrutinize it, then I realize how video games usually reward you with items when you destroy objects. Should I break it? Raphael gets into position.
Yeah, let's do it.
But before we can do anything, the pallets on the wooden sign are blown away by a gentle breeze. What? There's a text that was previously hidden.
Ignoring this advice means you're out of luck, and your lover's fate will suck as a duck.
Who wrote that?
This cutesy sign is freaking scary. I'm still in favor of breaking it, though.
Oh? Raphael glances at me. So the dark? Our gaze shifts to the garden lake. A few swan, as stretching their neck as they float on the water surface. For some reason, their cries sound kind of pitiful. Those swans aren't actually ducks, right? Literally what I was saying.
This game is evil for threatening a person's lover.
Well, since the sign is telling us this, we should take it seriously. As I speak, I already have a solution in mind. Raphael, let's walk out the castle's front gate. We'll also do some acting. Huh? What are you planning? Chapter 3. A benevolent king sits in the throne room. Raphael stands next to him and gives me an encouraging look. I take a few deep breaths and continue speaking. Yes, Your Majesty, I must leave today. Being in your country fills me with great joy. The local customs and the citizens have captured my heart. To say farewell is. I sigh and place a hand over my chest. I lower my head and quickly cry into a silk handkerchief. What?
Your Highness.
Raphael runs to my side and wipes away my tears.
Your Highness, your tears are like spring's final rain shower, bittersweet in every sense of the word. Do not let your tears fall so easily, and do not cry for me. It pains my heart to see you like this.
You know, when you say that, I'm just remembering, don't cry for me, Argentina. And it's Raphael. Raphael and I lock eyes. The world around us disappears. We can't see anything else. It's as if we are making unbreakable vows, promising we will never leave each other. The reason we are doing this is so the king sees the princess who wants to bring her beloved prince to her country. When we are so close to each other, Raphael and I whisper,
That part is coming up. Try not to laugh, but if you can't hold it in, rest your head on my shoulder.
You better do the same thing. If it happens to you, we can't be exposed.
I'll just say it's my first time hugging a princess, and I got really, really emotional.
Please. I rest my head on Raphael's shoulder and his mischievous grin disappears. He takes a deep breath.
Your Highness, I must confess, your graceful figure often appears in my dreams. My heart has never been the same.
Graceful figure. What about your soul? Prince Raphael, how does it feel?
My soul has been desperately chasing after you ever since we met.
It's as if Raphael's intense gaze is pulling me into that dream.
Eating and sleeping mean nothing to me. I have only one desire, to be with you once more in the castle. Say my name. Whatever request you make, I shall do it. For you, and you alone.
Okay. Prince Raphael. When our paths first crossed, I was smitten like you, even if it was just a glance. Wiping away my tears with the dry handkerchief again, I bury my face in Raphael's chest. Hello? Oh, my phone is charging. It sometimes doesn't sense when I do things. Hello? Okay. I should even not be charging it. Raphael didn't expect me to improvise like that. He's surprised for a moment, but before hugging me.
Your Highness, can you hear my heartbeat? Because of you, this heart can no longer return to the peace it once knew.
Yo, dude. Okay. I swear. Sometimes it's so funny. If I had like visual cam or like VTube, it would be so funny. Because literally I'm just gasping here. Even though we're acting, I can't tell if he's telling the truth.
I can no longer recall how my heart used to beat before I met you.
Oh my god, these lines. We also didn't prepare this line earlier. Raphael?
Princess, do you have anything else you want to say besides goodbye?
I slowly distant myself from Raphael's warm embrace. It's time to get the main scene now. Actually, I want to express my respect and affection for Prince Raphael. I like it if he was by my side. I want him to accompany me when I leave. Chuckling, the king nods. He looks at Raphael, who steps forward. His face is red, even his ears.
The princess is the epitome of elegance. She's unmatched. My only wish is to be with her until I breathe my last.
I said he's so cute.
If I can't, then my eyes shall never gaze upon another soul.
Improvised lines leave Raphael's mouth one after another. My face and ears turn red, just like his. Hearing her declaration, the king laughs, and with a wave of his hand, he appears to approves my request. We did it.
However,
Wait, he's still talking?
A single word changes my and Raphael's expression. The king continues to speak about the trials of love.
is this a fleeting moment of passion, or will this love last forever? Show me.
Will he ask us to kiss?
Pass my trial, and I'll send you off with our fastest steed.
What trial? Why?
Why is this turning out differently from what we expected?
He stopped blushing. Him blushing is the most obvious thing and cutest thing. Oh my gosh. I love this boy. Oh, what is this room? The trial. The guards stare at me whenever I get close to the door. They're on high alert. After leaving the throne room, Raphael and I were led into 2 separate rooms. We must step out of these rooms at the same time and not use any form of communication. This is the king's trial. What? Aside from a window that leads to the balcony and a heavy guarded door, I can't see the world outside. Almost 10 minutes has passed. When will Raphael go out? I don't even know what to choose here. I'm going to find him. Hold on. Why do we need to prove our love to a king? Maybe Raphael is waiting for me. I'm going to find him first. Glancing at the quiet guard at the door again, I carefully open the window. Once I adjust the slightly cumbersome hem of my dress, I step onto the window sill, ready to move to the balcony, but... Raphael? Raphael gracefully leaps onto the balcony, bringing a gentle morning breeze with him.
Hey, how's it going, rule breaker princess?
I had a feeling you'll visit my room like this in the future.
If you're ever trapped in a place because of some dumb rules again, I will, of course.
I lean against the window, looking at Raphael. I ask a rhetorical question. What about our trial of love?
Do we really need a trial? Even if you're not in your room when I try to find you, I wouldn't believe your feelings have changed. The person who created this trial doesn't know what it means to be in sync, you know?
I take Raphael's outstretched hand and then I lift my dress to step over the windowsill. He vaults over the railing. Now under the balcony, he opens his arms and smiles. Wait, who is coming where?
Jump. Trust me.
Why? Fortunately, the balcony isn't that high up, and I take off my high heels and toss them onto the grass. Oh. I jump and Raphael catches me. He kneels down to help me put on my shoes.
Now this is what we call eloping.
Relying on memory, Raphael helps me with my dress and we run to the garden. The sunlight is nice and the dense vegetation seems to breathe and create mist in a golden glow. I don't know if it's magic, but it feels like the branches and vines make a way for us with every step we take.
If I had known earlier, I would have just taken you away like this.
I pick up a smooth banana tree leaf and rub it against Raphael's cheek. Really? What do we do if we are turned into ducks?
I'd let you escape first. That way your lover, aka me, would be the one who got turned into a duck.
Does it really work like that though? I poke Raphael's face. If I was a duck, I'll sit on your face and constantly annoy you. On your head, sorry. Come to think of it, you should leave fast so I am the one who gets transformed. Raphael poses, then he laughs and tussles my hair.
Remember what I said at the lake? I won't leave you, even if you become a swan or a duck.
It's a promise then. Starting from today, I will live on your head. Taking a deep breath, Raphael puts his hand on the garden side door. Someone's coming, and there might be more than one person. The surface of the lake trembles at the sound of orderly footsteps and clinching silver armor. The noise gets closer.
Shh, don't talk.
So he's so cute. Ooh, the last one, chapter 5. Oh, inside what?
It's like I'm in an aquarium.
How is there been an inside of this thing?
I wonder if Reddy feels like this every day.
Probably. I always feel so sad sometimes for fish. Like their surrounding must be really boring. At least that's what I think. And then cleaning their tank is the most saddest thing. I swear. Sitting next to Raphael, I move my dress to make some space for Raphael.
It's okay. I
Did I
can
say that
sit.
sentence right? I don't know. To avoid the nearby patrol of guards, Raphael and I hide inside the pedestal of the garden central statue. As for how we figured it out, we owe it to Swanee, or rather Ducky. Huh? Maybe being turned into a duck is the actual punishment.
Or maybe he's just a really smart swan.
Then who will he be? Will a really smart swan know where to take us and reveal the secret door by moving a tile?
Maybe a lot of princes and princesses eloped and used the garden as a hiding place. And one of them found this secret chamber. Swanee saw it and slowly became like a guide of sorts.
You can add this to your fairy tale. But once we're out, how do we think the people in the castle will tell our story?
The story after we beat the game? A couple that received blessings from swans?
Maybe someone in the kingdom will build a statue for us, and the Azura's Echo Day couple will make a wish before it.
It's possible for them to say we stole the castle's treasures. We ran away to the beach and then drowned in the waves.
Drowned?
And no one has seen us since. Then, in streets and alleys, people will whisper and continue the story, claiming they've seen people who resemble us. In some versions of this tale, we settle down in the mountains and pick mushrooms, or we built a house of seashells on the beach.
Another exhibition of the renewed artist. Someone will point at a painting of a swan and say, "I recognize these brushstrokes." Lost in our endless imagination, a light flickers in the darkness like a dying star. Raphael has somehow moved closer without me noticing, his warm breath touching my ear. With a silver of light coming through a gap of the door, I see Raphael holding a swan brooch. He leans down and carefully paints it on my collar. Sleek and elegant, the swan's body is made up of pearls. Its eyes are endowed with sapphire that are as blue as the deep sea.
I need to give you this brooch before I paint the swan.
Okay. Smoothing out my collar, he slightly leans back and gazes at me and the accessory.
It suits you. Everything's been about treasure hunting and trials lately. Despite being together this whole time, we've only gotten a few moments of peace.
Honestly.
It's probably not the best time to give you a gift, though I think it works in its own way.
Where did you even get it from? My finger brushes over the brooch. It's an even surface, proving the skill of the craftsman. When did you make this? And how come I wasn't aware of it?
It's not fun if you know everything beforehand.
Outside, the sound of moving guards slowly fades. Raphael and I exchange looks. We approach the door and hold our breath to listen for any noises. After he makes sure there's no sign of movement, he nods at me. How big is that statue even? Afternoon, sunlight shines down and we sprint at the same time. It takes a moment for my eyes to adjust. Or squint, not sprint. I take a step and accidentally bump into Raphael's stiff back. What's the matter? Looking over Raphael's shoulder, I see the king standing before us. He's smiling from ear to ear.
Did you two plan to meet in the garden after leaving your rooms? But based on the guards' reactions, that doesn't seem to be the case.
So, we failed the trial? But we were in sync. We were both going to escape from the balcony. A wobbly carriage transports me to the castle outskirts. I lean out the window to look behind me. The king stands on the castle wall, waving at me as the castle gates close. Catching a glimpse of the garden statue that Raphael and I hid in, I suddenly feel nostalgic. We still got caught in the end. After we thought the guards were gone, Raphael and I step out of the pedestal together, but we were caught by the king. Maybe it has to be with what Raphael said. His Majesty knew where we were because the princesses who eloped hid themselves in the statue before. I didn't think it will end like this. It's all because we broke the rules. You are right, I guess.
What is that supposed to mean? Please, I understood the trial's actual purpose.
What? Really? But judging by your reaction, it seemed like you only understood it when the trial ended. Why?
Did you two plan to meet in the garden after leaving your rooms? But based on the guards' reactions, that doesn't seem to be the case.
Seeing how embarrassed Raphael and I are, the king smiles widely. Widens? We...
You passed.
Huh? I look at Raphael and he's also puzzled, then understanding flashes in his eye.
You wanted to see if we would break the rules.
Huh? The king gives out a... Wait, so what happens if you choose the other choice? I guess he still comes anyways? The king gives out a hearty laugh. He taps out his hair. He taps our intertwined hands before turning around to walk to the castle.
You may leave hand in hand.
Feeling the carriage slowly turned, Raphael leans towards me. Once the carriage reaches its destination, the game will end.
Give me your hand.
I forgot that's my nickname. I thought I changed it in this game. Oh wait, no, this is this account, yeah. Confused, I hold out my hand to Raphael. He takes my wrists and makes it so my palm faces up. What is it? He places his hand in mine.
We held hands the entire time we were in the garden. Why did we stop when we got in the carriage?
He intertwines his fingers with mine and tightly holds my hand.
Don't ever let go of me.
Okay, Raphael. The gemstone on the swan brooch reflects the light and makes Raphael's eyes sparkle.
I don't know what will happen in the future, but right now, I'm your treasure. You must hold on to me. I'm yours, forever and always.
Okay. Don't worry. I won't let anyone take away such an important treasure from me. Okay, wow. That was a lot. How long have I been streaming for? I can't even see. My eyes are tired. Oh. I have to stand up and see. I think I'll take a break here and then come back later to read the last two. Yeah, because this is a good time to stop. Because let's see. I don't know who I'll do first, but we'll figure that out when I come back in a few hours, hopefully. If not, maybe tomorrow. I don't know, I'll see. But yeah, I haven't done my dailies even. But yeah, I guess thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one or soon, depending.